Good morning, all. It's Friday, and it is a What I Ate Today episode. I have to put one in once a week, so today's the day. I've been doing really well over the last couple of days, as always. I'm really impressed that over the last 6 weeks that I've been able to control my sugar better than I have been in the last year. I've cut down a lot of sugar. I haven't erased it out of my diet quite yet. I'm working towards it, but as of for right now, I've gone from 2 heaping spoons of sugar in my coffee to half of 1 teaspoon. So I'm getting there. The only thing that I haven't been able to nix out of my system is coffee so far, but that's okay. Baby steps, right? Other than that, I've been keeping to my workout plan over the last couple of days. I'm on, I believe, day 3 of me working out on my air glider. It's working. I am busting my butt and getting it done, and I'm making my fat cry. So it's been really good as far as that's concerned. This is just another day, and yeah, let's get to it. Oh, and a PS, there is one thing that I did want to talk about. I touched on it a little bit on my Facebook post, but what I wanted to talk about today, this is something that I knew before, but I really need to get this message out here. You do not need to spend money to lose weight. The weight loss industry is a big bloody scam, okay? You do not need to spend hundreds of dollars to lose weight, okay? They have things like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig. Those guys are good. I'm not saying that those guys are negative, because to be totally honest, the both of those two, for somebody that's morbidly obese, and has absolutely no clue how to even begin this, because it's a very overwhelming process to somebody that's gained that much weight and has never lost weight before. Me, I've lost weight twice before. This is no new game. This is not my first rodeo, as they say. But Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, to your average person wanting to lose 20 pounds, that is not worth the money, especially when they sign you up for 1 year, 2-year contracts. Same thing, even with gyms. But if you're a fitness nut and you like lifting, I used to be really, really big into that in my 20s. Then a gym membership is obviously possible, but I mean, you can get the same things at home. It's just less expensive to obviously have a gym membership until you get those things for yourself. But you think that would be smarter to just get your own weights and stuff, right? But that being said, for things like fat loss, none of that's necessary. It was in the early 90s that the diet industry really, really changed because of things like, well, not that they were the problem, but places like Gold Gym, Arnold Schwarzenegger, even Linda Hamilton in Terminator 2, way back then. We were beginning to see women that had definition in their arms and cuts and these nice slim figures, and people would wonder, well, how are you doing it? And then they'd say, well, I'm on this supplement, I'm on this diet, blah, blah, blah. But those are more for weight lifters, okay? For your average person losing weight, you do not need all of those things. The only thing that you need is to pay attention to what you're putting in your grocery cart. Your grocery bill may be a little bit more expensive, I'm not gonna lie, because healthy food for some reason is trendy. And things can get a little bit expensive there, but the hold on a sec. Sorry, I just came my foot out of the bottom of my chair. The payoff to that is that you don't have, you pay that money, but in the long run, you're not putting towards extra costs for medication or even laying in a hospital bed, worst case scenario. And those are real things that happen. So that being said, all you really have to do is pay attention to what's going into your grocery cart. Eat healthy. Make sure that you have lots of fruits and veggies and whole foods instead of processed stuff. The best investment to somebody that doesn't know how to cook is to invest in a nutritionist or a nutrition coach or a cook that will help you learn how to do those things. And that is money well invested. I can genuinely tell you that. I know how to cook. I've been cooking for years without tears. I ain't chubby for nothing, I'll tell you that much. So I've got a leg up on that sort of thing. But before somebody goes and invests in something like Weight Watchers, Jenny Craig, Beachbody, there's so many others, Optiva, Noom, what are the other ones? There's so many of them these days. And all of them, MyFitnessPal, all of those things. All of these things proclaim that they'll make you lose weight. But I mean, none of those things work unless you do, number one. Number two, not necessary. And I posted on my Facebook what is necessary if you want to start. But all in all, like I said, the industry of weight loss and losing weight is a complete bloody scam, okay? Now, I don't know if it feels better losing weight when you've spent all of this money, but me personally, I am genuinely satisfied with just losing weight. Sorry, my family in the back there. Anyways, on that note, that was my thought on it. It really actually triggers me a bit just because of the fact that we've spent the last 2 decades believing that we are so inept in the head that we need to hire people to tell us that we're fat and then give us the answers, including supplements and extra apparatus and special foods and stuff. No, baby girl, no guy, not even close to being the truth. You don't need any of those things. The only supplement that I would recommend is maybe a multivitamin, but in reality, if you're eating a balanced diet, you're getting all of the vitamins and minerals that you would need. And you don't need a multivitamin, but that's just backup for a good foundation. So that being said, I'm going to go on with my day. I'm just leaving that right there to anybody that may need it or may want to be starting up a weight loss program and they're wondering which one's the right one to go to. I'm no doctor, but I have lost 100 pounds twice on this plan. And the best part is it was free. Anybody that has Google has access to it, and it works most of all. So on that note, I'm going to get going on breakfast. Okay, so I forgot to record my lunch because I literally hit the ground running this morning. Just stuff going on around here, but yeah. So here's an emulation of my breakfast. I probably could have done a little bit better, but I never ever have the time to actually go and make a breakfast unless it's Sunday or a weekend, something like that. So there was breakfast, orange coffee. That's probably about 200 to 300 calories right there because I use whole milk, and I did put a half a tablespoon of sugar in there. So that's about 85 calories in it. So altogether, it's about 200 to 250. I would be surprised if this was 300, but it's about that. And here is lunch. It is closer to an early evening snack before dinner because Lord knows I don't like to eat lunch. It's not that I don't like to, I just can't find time in a day with the horses and kids and animals and getting out and momming. Adult life sucks sometimes. That's just the way it goes. But there we go. And this is not my homemade flatbread. I got it at the bargain store. And that is my homemade tzatziki that I made, I think 2 days ago. We're just finishing it off, but it's still just as good, if not better, because it had a chance to meld all of the ingredients together. So, and that's roughly, I believe the package said, it was, just hold on one sec. Actually, I don't want to give you any false information, so hold on. Okay, here's the side of the package. And it says that, oh, there we go, is 260 calories, 5 grams of fat, and 3 grams of fiber. And then this is roughly about 2 grams of fat, if that. I use low-fat plain yogurt for it instead of the full fat this time. That's why it's a little bit runnier. It would be a bit thicker if I had used full fat, but I'm trading the thickness for the calories, right? So That is maybe about 50 calories. So 260 plus 50 is 310 calories, and that's where we're at. And now I'm going to dig in because I'm starving. And just on a PS, the naan bread, it was store-bought. Like I said, my kids dug into my meal as well. And what's the first thing Gabby says? She's like, why does it not taste so good? I think I've spoiled them on the homemade flatbread that I make. It's in another video that I've got. But they're so used to my home cooking that when I do try and give myself a break, because it's not like I'm not making bread tonight, because I'm making melt sandwiches and salad for dinner. I already had to make that bread, so I didn't want to make the flatbread on top of it. But now she doesn't want to eat it because of it. How spoiled is that? Okay, and this is dinner. And that is the homemade melt loaf that I made. It's got some ham and some cheese, just a little scraping of mayo and some mustard, nice and warmed up because it's all been baked in the same loaf. See, there they are. Well, there's the leftovers of them anyways. Those will be gone very quickly. And light garden salad with a little bit of ranch dressing on them. I can have some fat, like I said, in my diet. So here's one of them. I put a little bit of brushing of butter on the entire loaf. So that doesn't probably even equate to one fat, but I'll put it there anyways. And there's about 2 ounces of protein in there and some cheese. So that's 3. So if you're looking by Canada Food Guide standards, that is a really nice balanced meal right there. And the Diet Coke, that's not on the Canada Food Guide list, but I figured I'd show you something other than coffee that I drink. So, and water, lots and lots of water. So there's dinner. This guy here, I'll say that with 3 proteins, that's 180 calories, plus the wrap, that's 280 calories for that slice. I don't want much more than that. And then the salad's probably another 100 calories on top of it with the dressing. Well, maybe 50. So I'll say 350, 400. This is about a 400 calorie plate. And that with what I had in the morning roughly equates to, I believe, 900 calories now. And I will be having an orange tonight for dinner, for an after workout snack, and probably another cup of coffee because that's just my thing in the evening. And then that will make it up to probably the 1100, 1200 mark, and that is good enough for me anyway. Now, that being said, everybody's calorie needs are going to be different, all right? I feel good anywhere in between the 1200 mark and the 15 to 1600 mark if I'm having my girly, my monthly, or if I'm having a really high stress day. At least those calories are banked there, that if I do feel like I want to fall off the wagon, I at least have a little bit of cushion. But under normal circumstances, this is where my calories feel good for me. But I mean, I know that I've got extra servings and stuff. You can have them, you can not have them. You can replace the carbohydrates with proteins with, it's all in servings, because I'll show you, well, I'll delve into it a little bit deeper in another video, but carbs and proteins have roughly the same amount of calories per average, per serving. And I believe that's anywhere in between 60 and 80 per item. Okay, we'll put it that way. And I'll show you on another video how to do that. But that being said, I've used up probably about what, 1, 2, 3 of my carbs. So that's all the carbs that I need for the day. I could probably use 2 more proteins in there today, but I could replace those with carbohydrates if I wanted to. But that, number one, that does knock the balance off the diet. But in replacement of calories, if you're feeling hungry and you don't want the meat, but you want something lighter for fat content, then the carbohydrates perfectly acceptable as well. Yeah, that's about how it goes. In an earlier video that I had, one of my first videos, I formulated how many calories that I needed. There's a specific formula. I did it for what I need, but anybody can find out, number one, how many calories they need to lose weight. Number two, how many calories they do eat already, and what the difference is in between those. To find out how much that you need to eat, you would take your ideal weight from your BMI chart, which BMIs are I've got mixed reviews on them, but the calories and the weights on the weight charts are pretty good. and pretty accurate even through all these years. So take the normal, what your average weight should be for your height and your age, and then you find out how many calories that you need for that. You go to what you are eating, meaning your current pounds plus your age and weight, and you formulate that, and you'll see a huge difference. It was shocking to me to see how many calories that I actually ate in a day when I was starting this. It almost brought me to tears, I'll put it that way. So, and I made my adjustments, and it's obviously been working out fantastically. But speaking of fantastic, I have to consume this fantastic food because I'm absolutely starving now. I've hit the bottom of my calorie barrel, and I need to replenish now. So I will speak to you after. Okay, with that means that I am down the road on my air glider again. I have an hour to go. I thought that I'd, give a different background, so indeed that you guys can see that I am doing this on different days. It's a little bit repetitious, obviously, but I mean, when you're stuck inside all the time because of what's going on in the world, that's just the way it's got to be. Anyways, I have an audience this evening, right there. I swear she changes her clothes. I just keep watching them because, there's nothing else to do sometimes. Anyways. And also, wow, I'm losing my voice. Also, on a side note, yesterday I saw a bunch of my girls. I want you guys to know, or ladies, sorry, to know that I totally appreciated seeing you, and that even if it was just for a couple of seconds from afar, just being able to see you smile made the world to me. So, and it made my day. And on that note, I am doing what I gotta do so I can go shower and collapse finally. So everybody, I will catch up with you in a couple of days, and until then, take care.